Hi, welcome to Sing Out Loud UK. Today we're myth busting. Okay, so there's loads and loads of information out there that is fantastic for singing, but there's also loads of information that is wrong. Before I begin, one of the things I hear quite a lot is that certain types of singing are really dangerous for you. You have to train in classical singing first, and I just want to say that all types of singing can be dangerous if it's taught incorrectly and practiced incorrectly. There is no one type of singing that is specifically super dangerous compared to any others. It's all down to the way that you use your voice. So, myth number one, you need loads of breath to sing high and sing loud. I'm going to show you that in one really quick way. I'm going to breathe out all my breath. Yeah! Yeah! So that's a relatively medium to high belt and pretty loud. I didn't have any air. I hope you heard it. Another way of showing you this is to just siren up to a C. So I've sang loud and high without any air. In some types of music, you do need to be able to manage a lot of breath. That's usually in classical singing where they've got really long musical lines. In musical theatre, not so much, and in pop, hardly anything at all. It can be just a couple of words between breaths. But all it really is breath management. Do this with me. I want you to take a really big breath. What's the one thing you want to be able to do? Breathe out. Breath reacts to what it meets on the way out. If it's a thick coming together of the vocal folds, that breath will force its way through. And that's where we start to get problems. I revert back to my earlier video of, does your teacher really know how the voice works? Number two, you've got to support. What does that mean? How many of you sit there and think, yeah, I've got to support. Teachers have gone to you, support. You need to support from down here. You need to support from up here. You need to support from in here. You need to support everywhere. And you're thinking, what does it mean? What does it mean? And in singing, there's a really fine, nuanced line between actually supporting and engaging the correct muscles and creating tension in the body. So actually, the nearest muscles to our larynx are those in the neck and the shoulders and the back and the chest, and then going down into the lats here. They're the ones that will help you anchor and support. So if we go zzz, you will feel the body respond to that effort. However, you don't have to make that effort happen. So you don't have to go ugh, ugh. What tends to happen is, if you really squeeze that belly, I guarantee that you will feel constriction in the throat. So ready, big breath in, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Now I would like to show you this demonstration with a trusty balloon. Breathing in. So let's imagine that these are our lungs. This is our abdominal wall, and we're gonna squeeze it. So we're gonna squeeze it up like this, and you can see that the pressure is rising up towards the peg there. And this is how we get what's known as subglottic pressure. So if you ever go really red in the face, veins popping out here, you feel like you're going to explode here, and it kind of goes all red around here. This is subglottic pressure, so it's pressure here. You have closed your vocal folds together, you've taken a really big breath of air like your singing teachers told you to, and now you are supporting. And actually then what happens, if you're supporting here, open your mouth, open your vocal folds, let it all come out. Brilliant, just like a bagpipe. And that's not the most efficient way to produce sound. If you consistently maintain that type of singing, you will run into vocal problems. Number three, this is my ultimate, most absolute favourite. Sing from your diaphragm. Ironically, your voice is here and your diaphragm is down here. And yet people still say sing from your diaphragm. Very few teachers who really know how the voice works say sing from your diaphragm, breathe from your diaphragm, or mention your diaphragm at all, because they actually know physically how it works. And you'll hear people talking about diaphragmatic breathing. The diaphragm is kind of like a sheet here you go, here's a sheet, like a big sheet like this, and it floats under your rib cage, and its function is absolutely to aid breathing. So when you breathe in, the diaphragm pulls down, and when you breathe out, the diaphragm comes up. So it goes. And the diaphragm connects to the body, it kind of like links in like this into the intercostal muscles that go around the rib cage. And one of the things that will really stop everyone that's screaming at their screen telling me that you do definitely feel your diaphragm is that it doesn't have any receptors, which means it doesn't have nerves, so you can't feel it. So how you're supposed to engage it and sing from it, I don't know. The muscles that everyone's talking about in the abdomen is your abdominal wall at the front. Actually really disheartens me to see that there are legitimate training, education institutions out there that talk about and advertise that they study diaphragmatic breathing. I think what people really mean is they mean low breath, and actually in singing, low breath and chest breath is useful. So low breath is what we want, and what we really mean by that is a relaxed abdomen, being able to release when necessary, which we'll talk about, and also really useful breath is a high larynx breath as well. That's really useful when you do contemporary music, when you need to do a quick snatch breath, or when you're about to do, as I've demonstrated, a loud high noise where you don't want too much air in the sound at all. The problem is that we have these really high achievers in the performance world, and they are preaching what they've practiced. They are telling you what their singing teacher told them without anybody actually looking at an ultrasound or a scan or speaking to a medical professional who would tell you exactly what happens. I'm not saying that people that teach that aren't getting results, and you may think, that's what my singing teacher teaches me, and I've improved so much, I'm doing brilliantly well, and great, brilliant, but what about that one song that you just can't quite manage? Or what about that one student, teachers, if this is you, who just isn't getting it? Don't forget that teaching is about perception and interpretation and communication. So out of 10 things, if you're teaching 8 things absolutely brilliantly, 2 kind of bit squiffy things is not going to make necessarily that much difference. So what I'm saying is you don't have to go, my singing teacher's awful, and then go and argue with them about the diaphragm. What I'm saying is maybe just encourage a conversation about it and why you believe that's true. Finally, I want to add all of those things together. You're going to take a really big breath, you're going to support, squeeze that abdomen, and then you're going to sing from the diaphragm. Okay, here we go. Big breath. Squeeze and support, 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 and now sing from the diaphragm. Brilliant. Food for thought. If that's giving you a little nudge into thinking that you want to do some more exploration into vocal practice, subscribe to my channel, have a look at the videos. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, or check out my website where there's more information about me, how I teach, and how to get in touch and book any lessons. Take care of yourselves and see you all soon.